Hi everybody, and thank you for joining me today. So I think we'll get more work on flowers today than wall. It's just the section I'm working in. Yeah, I did not get as much done since last time as I had a pain flare-up. Yeah, for the last few days. I was fine as long as I was moving, but when I sat down to try to stitch, yeah, my neck was just not having it. So I was like, one day I managed only 70 stitches, which is pretty lousy stitch count for me, but yeah, I wasn't gonna hurt myself, so yeah, I left it there. So, but today, fingers crossed, I am feeling better. So we will see. That's what I thought yesterday when I sat down to stitch, and then, yeah, that was just not working. So, yeah, we will see. All right. Yeah, no leftover pieces there. Okay. Yeah, so we did get some snow last night. It was very icy out there this morning. Yeah, so my husband said he's gonna take our son out to a parking lot so he can practice feeling what it's like when the vehicle slides and how to regain control, because that's definitely a skill you need to have out here. Well, when I first got my license, I didn't drive in snow, which meant that, yeah, I couldn't go anywhere for like 6 months of the year. And yeah, finally, I think when my son was about 2, I just thought, okay, forget this. I'm sick of being stuck here, unable to go anywhere. So I just started dealing with it. Yeah. Yeah, it was funny because when my parents came out to visit, my mom was surprised. She said, I can't believe you drive in snow. And I said, well, you know, where you guys live, you get snow every 5 years. You can avoid it much more easily. I said, here, yeah. In the winter, I couldn't even get groceries by myself, and I finally got sick of it, so I just deal. Actually, I've done okay, so. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning and had trouble going back to sleep, so. Yeah, my ear was being a bit louder the last couple of days, so that was distracting. It's getting quiet again, so yeah. I hope one day it'll heal completely, but if it doesn't, yeah. The buzzing noise is so quiet now, for the most part, that I can just ignore it, so. I've had high-pitched ringing for years, and I kind of just learned to live with that, so. Yeah, I think we got a fair amount of confetti here to keep us entertained. Keep things from getting worn. Yeah, so because I basically missed 3 days of stitching, I don't know whether I'm even gonna bother saying that I was hoping for 25% or to have this whole pass filled in by the end of the month. I'm not sure that's really doable anymore. Because, yeah, we're just past 23.5%, so that'd be about 4,500 more stitches before the end of the month, so yeah. That might be cutting it a little close, like I said in, I think my last video. I'm not sure if I'll bother making predictions anymore because I don't seem to be able to keep them. Because, yeah, what gets done is what gets done. Okay, so I'm going to tie this one off rather than parking it anywhere. Kiddo was in the room with me playing computer games, so if you hear background noise, that's what that is. Yes, I think I did the math, and quarter done would be around 77,000 stitches, and yeah. I can't remember because I'm not good at holding numbers in my head. I can only hold useless numbers in my head, like my 8th grade locker combination. Yeah, for a phone number I had when I was in 6th grade. Yeah, it took me a while to actually memorize my cell phone number because, yeah. So bad for memorizing phone numbers now because you don't need to, right? It's all stored in your phone and you just tap on the person's name. Yeah. I remember my husband's cell phone because he's had it for years and sort of I've heard him give out the number so many times that it's stuck in my head, but my kid's number, I can't remember it. Ugh. Yeah, which is not good because, yeah, there was someone saying, you know, having everything on your phone is convenient until, you know, something happens to your phone, right? It's like, yeah, they're not wrong. Okay, so again, I kind of followed the slope of this color outwards a bit. Just, yeah, because there's another leaf that's going to kind of cut through here, and I felt it just was easier to follow the shape there. So yeah, I'm kind of going to fill in all this until it's sort of, that color ends, and then I'm going to keep moving downwards and fill in some more. Yeah, like I said, in previous videos I used to follow the diagonal more strictly, but I found I was having to do a lot more rethreading and juggling more needles, so I altered a little bit. I still don't stitch cross country, but I did alter the direction just a wee bit. Oh, there we go. Okay, just gotta make sure I find the right spot here. Yeah, there's still people who like to barrel down the street as if it's not icy. There's always that one guy. Maybe the same guy who always wears shorts in the winter, right? Yeah, or people who seem to think because they have four-wheel drive, they can drive as if the road is bare. Like, you know, you still have to drive to the road conditions. Okay, So yeah, I'm probably just looking at the pattern here. I think I'll go sort of to where this grid line is, and that's sort of where I'll cut it off, and then, yeah. Because if I kind of kept going, it would go, I think, yeah, way sideways. So I'm gonna cut it off there, fill in, and then go back to the top and fill in some more. So there's a little bit of closing in, but not a lot. Like I said, I still try to grow outward from the established edges there without skipping. Oh dear. Yeah, I find this also kind of gives me a bit of a break, alternating between the high confetti areas and the bigger blocks, so I don't get bored with either. Yeah, so I was working on a sweater yesterday, one that I started in 2014, and yeah, I finished the second sleeve. I just have to finish casting off, weave in all my ends, and block it, and it's done. So yeah, took me almost 10 years. Oh. Well, I used to knit a lot more, and then I kind of got back into cross stitching, and that sort of fell by the wayside, and I mostly just knit when I'm watching figure skating because I can do it by feel. So yeah, I used to be able to knit a sweater in like 3 weeks, but now it takes me 10 years. Oh dear. Yeah, good thing I definitely wasn't on a deadline there. Ooh. Bless you, my dear. Oh dear. Yeah, so I don't know when I'm gonna have this done. I think my pardon me, my spreadsheet estimates May of next year. We'll see. All depends, yeah. Well, each stitch done takes me closer to the goal. Yeah, as I tell people who get intimidated by these big projects, it's still just a stitch at a time. Yeah, it's still just little X's, just a lot more of them. Yeah, I think I have to reboot my tablet soon. It's getting a little laggy. Yeah, this one has not been as good as my last Kindle Fire, I find. It's giving me lagging issues sooner than the last one, so next time I may just go for one of the cheap no-name ones from Walmart or something, since, yeah, I'm not running games or anything on it. It's just pretty much just for pattern keeper. Very occasionally I'll watch a video on it, but that's pretty rare. But yeah, I'm hoping to get a few more years out of it before I gotta replace it. Because I had my old one for about 4 years. Yeah, so try to get the same out of this. So that means I won't want to replace this till 2027. Okay, so alright, so we got 2 threads of brown here. Okay, actually 3. Let's check this one. Yeah, it's a pretty decent length too. Trying to decide what I want to do with. Okay, I think I'm going to park this one upwards from here. I could also just tie one of these off if it's too much. Yeah, and then I'm going to carry this one sideways, and then this one down here will go sideways too, as it's kind of a straight line here. I think that's more of the band, horizontal band across the pillar there, so that's why it's making like a kind of more straighter horizontal line there. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I'm gonna follow this line right to the corner there, I think, and that'll be it. That'll be where I make a break. Maybe I should amend my goal to 24%. I think that's much more doable. I did not leave that one threaded, huh? Oh well. I guess I will just rethread it, or maybe not. Yeah. Yeah. So. So yeah, the colors are kind of going more in a horizontal band, so I'm kind of stitching more in a horizontal direction. Okay, let's see. Okay, actually, I think I will, because I want to do that whole line of those stitches at once. Actually, we'll rethread these and work out a little bit further. Yeah, sometimes change my mind. Actually, I think that will use up this thread here anyway. So that actually works out okay. Yeah, so I think I'll have to move my frame one more time. I could, like, it does fit in here, but like I've said before, I don't like to reach that far across with my left arm, so I'd rather move all the stitching across. Okay. Oops. There we go. going to form a knot, I prefer it's on top, then I can actually see it, fix it before it becomes a bigger issue. Yes, I don't know if you could hear the little jingle bells in the background. That was my kiddo. He has a Isabel stuffed animal. Well, he's got a few of them actually from Animal Crossing, and yeah, she has little jingle bells in her hair. So. Mm-hmm. Oh, that was weird. Yeah, sometimes. It either shows stuff is not marked when you did mark it, or it shows stuff is completed when you didn't. But if you put it into move mode and kind of move the screen around, it corrects itself. Yeah, just a little glitch sometimes shows up. Okay. Okay, I think I need to get a new piece here. Okay. Oh, goodness. Yeah, it's definitely laggy. Took a few swipes to get all of those stitches to actually register. Well, my tablet did inform me when I started it up that it had done a system update, so I guess I should have rebooted it. I didn't think of that, but yeah, whenever you install something, it's generally a good idea to reboot it. So, carrying and parking a little further because I don't like stitching as crossing as I go generally, so. But yeah, you could totally park at sort of the other end of those 3 stitches and then cross as you go if you prefer. That's just my own personal little quirk. Okay, so I've got another color that's going to kind of leapfrog back and forth over each other there. Okay, 3863. Actually, I think, yeah, oh yeah, there's quite a bit of this coming up, so I am going to actually put this out in my working tray here. There we go. Okay, reached 100. Somehow managed to unthread that one. You have to be careful not to get mixed up, because on my last pattern this solid heart was a purple and here it's a gray. Yeah, I've seen where people, they cycle through a lot more projects per month than I do. Thinking, wow, they don't get mixed up with their symbols, because I think I would if I had to keep that many. I mean, I know the pattern does it for you, but sometimes you just sort of memorize it after a while. So I guess if you're switching patterns a lot, you'd have to pay attention, because there's no standardized. Well, I know there's people who've asked if they could do that, but they said the problem is there's only like, I think 240 symbols, and there's way more colors available. So yeah, you just can't do that. And trying to make it so that, you know, 310 is always a certain symbol and that kind of thing would be really hard to do. So yeah. And then things would have to change anyway when you run out of symbols. So just, yeah, wouldn't be very practical to try to do. Okay, so I think I'm going to park this one down and sort of carry it up along that line of stitches there. So planning ahead a little bit. I'm going to unthread it for now, because I'm going to have to fill in a bunch coming from the left side, so it's going to be a while till I get to it. And I'm going to run out of needles, so I have to reclaim some of them. Okay, so again, I can see from looking ahead, I'm going to have to fill in a lot more. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of stitch with what's still threaded here and unthread it as I get to it. I'll rethread later. But again, I may just sort of cut things off about here, because that's sort of where a leaf is going. Follow it downwards and then fill in more. So yeah, I I don't end up with exactly a straight diagonal line. Sometimes it's diagonal-ish, and then sometimes it's not. Yeah, you can definitely see that there's a band there because the colors are going almost ruler straight across there. Yes, I did leave that one threaded. Don't think I left this one. Oh, I did actually. Okay. Yeah, otherwise I would have sort of stopped stitching sideways, but since that is threaded, I might as well use it. So that got me some needles back. Set that aside there and go back over to the left. Okay, 208. Okay, just taking a look and deciding here. Thinking I may do one out of order, I may not. Actually, I have some short pieces, so I will not go out of order. I don't have to. So I'll take one and go that way, and then another to go to the stuff that's further out to the right-hand side. All right, another purple. Getting into the darker purples here. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think this piece will be long enough to do all of these. Yeah, these, yet I'll have to get another piece for the last four. Oh, darn. Okay. Okay. Right, and then I said I'd start a new thread for those ones there. A longer one, I think. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, sorry. I said woke up way early this morning. That's why I'm not as talkative today, because, yeah, did not get the rest I was hoping for. This is where I'm getting to the point of almost too many needles. You're just not going to cooperate. Okay, 38, 36. Oh, that color's already out, right. Ooh. Ooh. Goodness. Oh, did I already? Oh, I didn't mark that there was one parked there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it is the correct color. Okay. Well, sometimes I do that. That's all right. One time, though, I went and found a thread parked there, and it was totally not the right color, and I had no idea where it came from. I ended up having to tie it off, and yeah. But I don't generally muck it up that badly. Oh, I couldn't figure out what that sound was outside. It's the garbage truck, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I imagine they're having a fun time on this ice. Well, at least they don't have to get down now. They, the city gave everybody matching garbage cans, the ones that they can use the grapple. So at least, yeah. That makes it a little easier for them. Yeah, they gave everyone a green one and a gray one, and the green one is for the compost. So yeah, they have separate trucks. They have one for compost, one for regular garbage that's not biodegradable, and then one for recycling. Yeah, they did that a few years ago. Trying to be a little more environmentally friendly. Yeah, because I remember reading an article saying that even biodegradable stuff, when thrown in a landfill, still takes forever to break down because there isn't any air and bacteria in it. So they said, yeah, they've gone where they've broken into old landfills and found like perfectly preserved newspapers and apple cores and things that you would think would have, broken down in 40 years, and they haven't. So yeah. Yeah, apparently it's like a field of study to go through garbage. Like, I knew archaeologists did, but apparently they do it on more modern garbage sometimes too, to study, yeah, people's trends of what they consumed and what they threw away. Okay, so this one's going to kind of jump around a bit. I'm going to try to keep it to one thread. Okay, for the most part, we haven't had too much tangling. Of course, now that I've said that, I've probably jinxed myself. Oh yeah, it's out. Okay. Because I think I remember this is a short piece. Yeah, that's why I chose to do that. Then I'll start a new one for along here. Oh, I parked something wrong, yeah. I just realized, yeah, that one here is parked one stitch higher than it should be. So, there. That's what I get for not double checking with my grid lines when I was parking earlier. Well, the sun is out. It's supposed to warm up over the next couple days and melt that snow, so yeah. Have a couple errands to run, but I'm going to put them off for a day or two until the roads are bare. I can drive in snow and ice, but I prefer not to when there's an option. Oh, did you crash? Oh, look at that. Oh my. Wow, it is really, really lagging. Oh yeah, that crashed, but good. Oh dear. Let's see if my screen capture is still running. Okay. Then we can pull Pattern Keeper back up and see if it will cooperate now. Yeah, that was really stuck. Like I said, after I finish this session, I'm going to reboot my tablet because it's misbehaving. Yeah, I think I'll call it a day pretty soon. Even with all this confetti, still got a pretty good number done, so happy with that. Yeah, so I managed to skip around a bit with this thread. That way I didn't need to add a second one, and I didn't close the stitches in. So back of the work is a little messier, but I don't really care that much about that. So okay. Ooh. Ooh, pardon me. Yeah. Even if it is somewhat icy outside, it's not too cold, so I may go for my walk. Wake myself up a little bit. Okay, it looks like I will have to do either one out of order or start a new thread, so I think it will be the former option. Yeah, sometimes just the way if one is traveling upwards and one is traveling downwards and they cross each other, then sometimes it's kind of unavoidable. Yeah. Yeah, it's just the way it is. And then we'll fill that little gap in. Oh, no, I miscounted something here, I think. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I saw when it wasn't in line with this other part stitch, I knew one of them had to be wrong. Something is snarled back there. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Bad. Something is not right. Oh, yeah, there we go. See if we can get this knot out. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Shall we stitch to 200? Sure, why not? Probably stitch a little past 200 because I don't think I have a place to stop that's like neatly 200, so. Yeah, I said we'll go a little bit past. And then I think that's where I will stop for now. So yeah, even though there was a fair amount of confetti and color changes today, still managed 200, which is a good number, I think. And my neck still feels fine, so I think I have recovered from that flare-up. Yeah, I just realized I haven't felt any pain, so, and I haven't taken any painkillers or used any muscle rub or anything today, so I think I can safely say I recovered from that. Yeah, every now and then I move wrong, usually in my sleep, and it hurts for a few days, but yeah, since I had my acupuncture treatments, it seems to be able to clear up on its own, whereas before it just would not. Yeah. Goodness, that's... There we go. Okay, so I'm going to park that right there. 203. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to call it a day. So thank you so much for joining me today, and hope to see you here next time. Right, thanks everyone. Bye.